Hey, and welcome to Smart Office, weekly tips and tricks to work around Microsoft Office applications. Today, I will show you something that has to do with Microsoft Excel.
How to use absolute references in Microsoft Excel. There are times when we create a formula in a Microsoft Excel worksheet that we do not want the cell reference to change when we are filling cells. Many people confuse the difference between an absolute reference with a relative reference. When we use an absolute reference when filling cells, it keeps the row and column constant. Just watch the video to find out how the absolute reference works. In the following example, I have some employees, the name of the employees, how many hours that they've worked, and I want to find how much do I have to pay them when I know that the hourly rate is €7, which is located in the cell G2. So I go to the cell C3 and I type in equal B3, which contains the hours for Philippos, multiply with G2, which is the hourly rate. Okay, I hit the enter button and I have the result, €35. Very well, 5 multiply 7, 35. I then try to fill in the formula to copy it to the rest of the cells for the rest of the employees. Will I get a result? Let's see. Nothing, 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 nothing. Why? Let's activate the cell C4, which is Christine. I double click in the cell and I see that. Okay, very nice. B4, which contains the hour for Christine, multiplies with the cell G3. Wrong, which is empty. I do the same for Anastasios. Activate the cell B6, very nice. Multiply with the cell G5. Nothing again. So, when I was filling in the formula, it took the data from the column B, but it also moved downwards from the column G. So, in the equation that I made, in the formula that I made, I want all the hours for all the employees to be multiplied with the cell G2. So I have to make it an absolute reference. How do I make it an absolute reference? I go in front, I put the cursor in the formula bar, and in front of the letter of the column, I type in the $sign. Again, before the number of the row, I type in the $sign, and then I hit the enter button again. The same result stands here, 35. I fill in the formula for the rest of the employees, and now we have a result. Let's activate the cell Thanasi. Very nice, B5 with G2. 4 multiplied 7, 28. Let's see for Yanis. Very nice, B7 with G2. So, in the formula that I first entered, the constant cell that we wanted everything to be multiplied with was the cell G2. So we had to put the $sign before the column and the $sign before the row to make it an absolute reference. The same stands in the second example. I have the liquor, I have a unit price, I have quantity, and want to figure out the sales tax when I know that the tax rate is 23%. So here, I'm going to type in the formula equals. I'm going to open a parenthesis. Unit price, the cell B11, multiply with the quantity C11. I'm going to close the parenthesis, and all this is going to be multiplied with the cell G9. Very nice. I'm going to have a result, which is 69.55. Again, I want to fill in the formula to the rest of the cells for the whiskey, vodka, Bacardi, gin, Campari, Metaxa. I fill in the formula. Will I have a result? Again, no. Why? Because I didn't make the cell G9 an absolute reference. So, what must we do? Well, we first insert that formula. We must go to the title bar. And here we have to make the cell G9 because we want all these quantities to be multiplied with the cell G9. So again, we're going to have to put the $ before the column and before the row. Otherwise, we can also hit the F4 button on our keyboard and automatically the $ will be in front of the column and the row. Hit the enter button. We have a result. Let's fill in the formula. And now we can see that Campari, very nice, B15 multiplies C15, and all this with a cell G9. And let's fill in the formula here to see how much we have to pay for the liquors that we're going to have to order.
Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw in this video, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, head down to the comment section and let me know.